Nikki, how's it going? It's once again I'm here on Wednesday evening, and I enjoyed your video and missed seeing earlier videos from you. Thank you for the birthday wishes, and uh, I don't. I'm not actually a big birthday guy, so I'm cool with no birthday wishes. I thought it was funny, Nikki, how you talked about how you've got this insult thing going with crew, which you're comfortable with. And I do not want to make this a competition between whether you're insulting crew or insulting me. I I'm okay with it. It's all right. Um, I thought it was pretty funny though that you you talked about how I'm such a nice guy and I always have to come up with reasons for explanations when you insult me and make fun of me. Um, and then you spent a significant portion of your video justifying the 1% insult. Um, but truth be told, um, that all of us are, we may not be the 1% in this country, but in the world we're pretty close. Um, and so that's just the way it is. It's just the way it happens to be. Um, and I'm I I'm okay with that. And yes, your comment about my children going to Whitman, and they're very aware of the fact that 60% of the students who attend Whitman, their parents pay for it with a check every year. Um, they are not one of those 60%. But yeah, many of their classmates are significantly uh, higher socioeconomic status than most of the people I hang out with. Um, now, it's and the same thing was true when Bryn went, or Sarah went to Bryn Mawr. She was hanging out with the people who looked at me and go, "Have an overbite," or whatever. I don't know. I can't even do an impression of wealthy intellectual elites. East Coast liberal bias, whatever. But yeah, you were aware of that, and we're going to continue to mock you for sending your kids to a private school while we do not, while we, homeschool our kids. But I completely get why you say you would not be interested in homeschooling your kids. I think that I probably would not have been particularly effective doing it either if it had been up to me. Um, Actually, having watched Sarah do it, I could probably do it now. But like starting out, especially with Bryn and Carew, it's actually funny because Bryn and Carew were a different kettle of fish than like Taryn and Gareth, because we were younger, a little more high strung, worried about how every little thing was going to affect them, um, and they suffer for it. They're going to be in therapy for years. Uh, Gareth and Taryn, on the other hand, are completely neglected. We let them do whatever they want. They play video games all day, and they're going to be in poverty and bums because they have no self-discipline. So those are pretty much the options when you have kids. So uh, that's where we are. The snow, uh, amazing that you got. It looked like 4 inches of snow there. Um, it was spitting snow today, as you'll see in my other video here, but it wasn't that bad. Thank God. Um, it's fascinating. I wonder if it's gonna get colder here tomorrow. I don't know. It was still raining. It rained almost all day long. Occasional slight breaks, but we need the moisture, and I'm sure we got a ton of snow in the mountains. Well, if it was snowing down here, it certainly was sticking up in the mountains. So that late snowpack is really good, especially if it can stay cool and it can melt off over like the next 3 weeks or something. That would be a good thing for us because we can use the moisture. Actually, we've got a friend who's a soil scientist. We have the only Muslims in town. This woman is an Iraqi Kurd Muslim, and she's got a PhD in soil science from the University of Minnesota, actually. And she and her husband live here in town. They've got a son who's a year younger than Karu, and she works at the Ag Research Station. She's got a PhD, and she was talking about how dry the soil is these days, and that we need more moisture because it's been so dry for the last few months here in Pendleton. I don't know if it's been the same where you are, Nikki. But yes, I am envious of Karu's balmy weather, and that's okay though. We'll live. So, until I see you again, still dead.